Hello everybody and welcome to another third-party Transformers review. Today I'm taking a look at the KFC Tempest, otherwise known as the not Cyclonus and Nightstick. Nightstick doesn't have a name, I don't think, for this set. Obviously Cyclonus is Tempest, whether he's kind of like part of Tempest, like you've got Warden has his head, who knows. Anyway, this is KFC's latest offering. It's their take on the Cyclonus mould. A lot of people have said, do we want it? Do we want it? Do we need it? I think that's entirely up to yourselves. I needed a Cyclonus, and this is pretty much as G1 accurate as you're going to get. The vehicle mode especially. I mean, that vehicle mode looks exactly like it does on the show, albeit I've put the one of his guns on the front of his nose there. But I believe this is originally based on the Jizai Toys mould. Obviously a lot of tweaking and a lot of additional sculpting, and it just looks exactly right. For some reason the camera can't quite pick up the purple on this toy. It's actually kind of coming across a lot more blue, but it does have a tint of purple. Unfortunately, it's just not picking it up on camera. I'm actually really impressed with the vehicle mode. It's small-ish. I think this was originally advertised as a Voyager. Now, I personally would say this is more of a large deluxe, but it works. It's a really nice shape. Okay, yeah, you're not going to fit any Galvatron in there, are you? Taking a look around the jet, I mean, you've got some really nice sculpt work on there. I love the cockpit on here, which can open up, but you're just going to reveal some hinges and part of the transformations in there. You've got these wheels on the bottom which can fold in. You've got them at the front and back. Obviously, this gun on the section here, that's just pegged in using friction. That can come off, and you've got this really nice kind of needle nose point. But of course, the needle nose point is additional. You can choose whether you want that up or not. Just flick that one down. So you've got that kind of look to it as well. Like I said, I actually really do like this. I saw the test shots and I thought, oh, this is either going to really work or it isn't. And yeah, I honestly think it works. I didn't actually like the Classics version of Cyclonus. I don't think he was big enough. I didn't like the vehicle mode. I thought the vehicle mode looked really bodged, and I wanted a IDW style Cyclonus. Now I know this isn't exactly IDW style, but it's going to fit in with my more than meets the eye shelf a lot better than what the kind of reveal the shield Battle in Space Cyclonus did. Now we get a Targetmaster, which is Nightstick, and as far as guns go, that is a pretty nifty little Targetmaster. He's got a hole in the front here, but he's just a good, solid weapon, really nicely put together. And of course, he does transform. You pop the legs up, you can pop this back section up, and that goes up again and threads through this hole here. You can put his arms down, arms down. Let's just open up those legs. And there we go. Let's take a closer look at him. I mean, we're pretty much zoomed in there as we're going to get. Really close there. The face does look a little bit derpy, but it is on a ball joint. It's a ball jointed head. Taking a look at the shoulder, you've got a ball jointed shoulder. Great range of movement there. You've got a nice swivel on the bicep. Coming down to the waist. Nothing at the waist. You do have a really great range of movement on those thighs, a nice bend at the knee, and an ankle pivot. You've got an ankle pivot on a teeny weeny little Targetmaster. I am extremely impressed by that. Just to give you guys an idea of scale in vehicle mode, you've got the standard Lambo mould here, and you've got his jet mould. So I mean, it's I'd say Lambo was kind of large deluxe. Okay, he's a masterpiece, isn't he? But he's not really that big. Yeah, see, I think you're looking at more of a large deluxe than you are a Voyager. Right, to transform him, what you want to do, you want to take the gun off if you've got it attached. And you want to flip the wheels back in. You're going to need those popped in for the transformation. you've got these leg sections here. They are tabbed in just at the top here, so you untab the arms from the legs, like so. And then you can swivel the arm up and out of the way, like so. And that's going to reveal your fists. They come out of the leg section and they go up and out of the way. And you can just pop those on the end of the thrusters for now. That keeps them out of the way. Coming down to these leg sections, they're pegged together. You just unpeg those. And this front section here is it's kind of on a pivot. So you have to open it up, but it opens up inwards. I would like to open up outwards. I think it would have made a little bit more sense, but you then reveal the foot, which is on a ball joint there, and you can shut those up. Again, open it inwards, flip that down, and close that up. Now you want to come round to the back of the figure. Now at this point, this back section here is tabbed in just to the back of these chest sections. So you want to untab that. It's tabbed in on both sides. And you can just move this back section out for now. That then allows you to rotate these arm sections all the way up. So you want to do that with both sides. Rotate them up. And then this front section here, which was flat down, again has two pegs. You can move that up and position it so it pegs in to these shoulders and secures them into place, like so. Next step, make sure these leg flaps are closed. Come round to this back section here. I'm going to lift it up, and it's on a swivel hinge. This is where it actually gets a little bit tricky. So there is some slight clearance issues here. Make sure the head is back and out of the way. And then this whole section here folds backwards. So we're going to apply pressure here, and swivel that backwards, like so. And there is clearance issue on the section here. I might just have to sand that down slightly underneath, which you won't be able to see because it's going to be completely hidden in the cockpit. But fold this section up just so it slides under, and you see there's not a lot of room there, but it does go under like so. And once it's down, you are laughing. You can bring this section back up. You can tab that into place on both sides like you did with the front. There is a small tab here which opens up to allow the cockpit to poke through. You can then pop the head up and close that back section off, securing his head in place. Come round to these arms, and you've got the fists out at the moment. You can rotate the arms. This section here is on a pivot. You pivot that round like so, and again come around to this side, turn the arm round, pivot this section around like so, and then come on to the final part, which is these arms. You move that section back, and then you bend it on itself again, like so. And let's do the same with this side. Let's bend that round and bend it again. And there we have it. There we have your Cyclonus. Yeah, I'm actually really happy with him. I wasn't sure how happy I was going to be. I really liked the test shots, and I saw a couple of shots and I thought, oh, he does look a bit chunky. But in hand, he's not that big at all. The back section here could have ideally done with a hinge here and a hinge here to kind of flap it inwards slightly. But he looks absolutely outstanding. He's full of articulation. He's got the rocker on the head. That actually doesn't attach to here at all. It's kind of almost just there. It's held on by friction, but he still does have a rather large range of movement on the head. You've got a good up, not a great deal looking down, but a left and a right. Shoulders, they come up pretty much all the way because they're on this hinge here. So you've got forward and back movement. You've got a upper bicep swivel. You've got a bend at the elbow. The fists themselves have got a slight up and down tilt, but that is literally due to the transformation. If you look at the fists, they are on a very small hinge, so you can move them forward a tad and back a little bit, but they are literally just designed to sit there on the fist. There's nothing at the waist due to the transformation. There's a little bit at the lower waist, so you can kind of move it left and right, but there's nothing kind of around the ab area. You've got really nice thigh motion there, good forward sitting position, nice bend at the knee, and of course you do have a small rocker on the foot to get this guy in some really cracking poses. I mean, he's pretty poseable. I am really happy with him. He's going to look good on display. Now, as well as coming with Nightstick, who will just pop down there next to him, he also comes with 2 guns, very reminiscent of the ones that were released with the deluxe figure. You've got this gun here, which that really does remind me of kind of the... Actually, that's very G1-ish, isn't it? That does look a little bit like the G1 gun that he came with before he was released again with Nightstick. And he also comes with this gun as well, which is... I wasn't sure whether these two kind of combine or anything, but I don't think they do. I think they're just 2 very separate guns. So if you don't want him to be holding Nightstick, you can just put these guns in the hand. They're just a 5mm peg. So it allows for you to pop any gun in his hand. So if you have the Reveal the Shield kind of Cyclonus, you can put that Nightstick in his hand. With these being on a small hinged pivot, it does allow you to put slightly larger weapons in and have that fist tilted slightly back. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I mean, taking a closer look at the actual sculpt, that face is as close to a G1 cartoon accurate face as we're going to get. I'm not sure if the horns are possibly a little too wide, but I am really impressed by that. That is an outstanding sculpt. It's Cyclonus in his armada. Not gonna lie, I was really hoping for a more than meets the eye IDW style head. Fingers crossed they will release kind of an upgrade for this if you decide you want to put him with your IDW lot. And maybe like a drift sword. I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't read the comics, but I think that would really work with this mould. I think there was a IDW style head floating around at BotCon, I think it was, and yeah, I want KFC to do a head like that, so I can put that on this guy. Don't get me wrong, the head sculpt on this is fantastic, but I want an IDW one. I mean, the body is really nice. It's nowhere near as bulky, like I said. It's really great in hand. I actually do really like it. It's solid. I was worried that it's going to be kind of like a thin plastic, but it's not. It's a really solid plastic. There's no greasy residue or anything on the plastic. It's more Citizen Stack style, that sort of style plastic, and I was impressed by that. No real faults. Everything holds together as it does. I said there was some clearance issue around the neck area, which is literally, I think, maybe because of the paint. If I'd done a couple of sweeps over that with a piece of sandpaper or something, it's not going to take all the paint off, and it's probably going to clear the issue. But overall, I'm really impressed. Somebody I think he really would look good with would be kind of like the Fans Project Headmasters, or possibly the Toy World Headmasters. I just think him being a Targetmaster, maybe he'd fit in really well with those guys. Don't have any of those to hand, but here's him with Warden. I mean, Warden's a big guy. I mean, he scales well with him, doesn't he? He's shorter than Mania King. I was hoping he'd be about the same height. I mean, it's not a big deal in my books because, like I said, I'm going to display him with the IDW shelf. But for those G1 fans, he really needs to be about a head taller. That's just my personal opinion. I know we've got Hegemon out, and he would scale perfectly with Hegemon. He's about exactly the same size. And you've got a couple of other Megatrons in the making, but a lot of people are using the Mania King as the definitive Galvatron, and I think he's just a little bit too short to be displayed with him. I'm hoping a third party will give us a decent tailgate figure, and yeah, I'd have them displayed quite nicely. Yes, overall, it's a good figure. I am impressed. I had my doubts and reservations, but I was actually genuinely impressed. I could do with a repro label set on there, just to highlight some of those details. But yeah, it's worth the money, and it's going to look great on display. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, from myself and Tempest and little unnamed Nightly. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.